It all comes down to this, as there has been so much going on with the New York Yankees over the past 24 hours that has huge implications on the rest of this season and their chances at winning a World Series, as there are so many moving parts, some involving the Yankees, some involving not the Yankees, and some involving MLB umpires, as well as a whole lot is really starting here, and we are going to discuss everything that is surrounding this absolute insanity to end the season for the American League East. We're going to waste no time jumping into this, discussing everything that's going on with the New York Yankees. But guys, before we do that, if you are part of that 71% that's not subscribed to Yankees Digest, make sure to subscribe for daily Yankees updates. We got a ton of great videos coming out, and the playoffs are just about to begin, so make sure that you are watching and not missing a single New York Yankees update. But until then, we are going to jump right into things as usual. Guys, look, here's the deal. The New York Yankees, they just did it once again for the 8th time in 9 years. They are now in the MLB playoffs. Only missing 1 year, 2023, when Aaron Judge had an injury that did keep him out for a very long time, obviously causing a lot of problems and leading to them just having an awful record when Judge was out with the toe injury. But now that the whole team is healthy, after a season full of turmoil where the Yankees lost Juan Soto, added Cody Bellinger, added the best reliever in baseball in Devin Williams, all for him to have a terrible season that never got under control. They also lost Gerrit Cole. They lost Clark Schmidt. They lost so much and still weathered all these storms and still have a chance to win the American League East as long as the Toronto Blue Jays continue to blow it. With all that in mind, there is a lot that's going on with this situation because, as Chris Kirschner mentioned for the Yankees, they have 5 games remaining, and a look at whether the division remains in play is effectively if the Yankees go 5-0, they win the division if the Blues finish 3, or if the Blue Jays finish 3-2. If the Yankees go 4-1, the Blue Jays need to go 2-3. If the Yankees go 3-2, the Blue Jays need to go 1-4. And if the Yankees go 2-3, the Blue Jays need to lose out in order for the Yankees to be the American League East champions once again. Now, obviously, the chances are the Blue Jays are going to go away and win the division, but it has gotten a lot closer with the Blue Jays losing a game that many are blaming the umpires for. This umpire, to be very clear. But on top of that, there's just been a whole lot of discussion surrounding the New York Yankees and this whole situation, but also a lot of success. And Aaron Judge said about the Yankee season, it takes a lot of hard work to get to this point. It's a long season. Our ultimate goal is to win our division. That's still right there for us. And as Aaron Boone said, I think we're a genuinely good club. It doesn't guarantee anything, but I'll certainly take our chances up against anyone. We're going for everything, man. It's been a challenging year, no question about it. But at my core, and especially as we got here to the final couple of months, I felt like our best baseball was absolutely ahead of us and hopefully is still ahead of us. Now, obviously, the Yankees being back in the playoffs is absolutely huge and is going to have a huge impact on what happens next for this team. When we look at just how this thing is going to finish out, the Yankees do finish out in the American League East to a degree, obviously not against Chicago, but against Baltimore. Meanwhile, every game the Blue Jays play from this point forwards is against the AL East. They have 5 games left. The Yankees have 5 games left. And the Blue Jays definitely have the harder road ahead. I mean, the Yankees, right now, their pitching rotation starts at the top of the order. Max Fried pitches against the Chicago White Sox. Then Carlos Rodon pitches against the White Sox. 2 games the Yankees should be able to win. Meanwhile, the Toronto Blue Jays have Max Scherzer going up against Gerrit Cole, who is has a very good chance to win the Cy Young in Boston this year, followed by Brian Bayo going against Shane Bieber, obviously a game that does benefit Toronto a little bit more, or not a little bit more, but does benefit Toronto more. And then outside of that, we do see the Yankees have Will Warren, Cam Schlittler, and Luis Heel going up against, well, a mix of Trevor Rogers. The hardest game the Yankees will have to win down this stretch is against Trevor Rogers versus Will Warren. Meanwhile, Schlittler faces off against Sagano, who the Yankees have been quite good against. And then Kyle Bradish faces off against Luis Heel. Luis Heel, obviously the better pitcher, and the Yankees the better team. The Yankees have a very good chance to go at least 4-1 here. And if they do that, it is really, really easy for them to make the playoffs, as then the Blue Jays, as long as they finish 2-3, the Yankees make it. Now, obviously, the Blue Jays have had more wins than that, but they've had an up and down year. And definitely there is some questions. 3-2 is definitely in the picture. If the Yankees go 5-0, they do win the division in that case. So it's going to be tight. It's going to come down to the wire here, and it's going to have huge implications on the playoffs as well. But with the Yankees facing off against these teams, we see Will Warren, who's faced the Orioles 3 times this year, and Warren has been very good. Yeah, he has a 4.20 ERA, but that's because on 4.28s, he pitched horribly against them. It was just when he was first pitching in the MLB. He had a 10.8 ERA in 3.1 innings pitched. He did get a lot of strikeouts, but the next 2 outings were excellent, pitching with a 2.84 and then a 1.69 against the Orioles the other 2 times this season. So we saw Will Warren go out there and deal twice in a row the last 2 times he's pitched against the Orioles, and I do trust that he'll be able to weather whatever storm Trevor Rogers does throw at them. Meanwhile, Schlittler has faced the Orioles once and has a 1.6 ERA when he did it across 5.1 innings, allowing 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 home run, which the earned run was from. So it's not like he was allowing a bunch of hits or a carousel of walks or anything like that. And he struck 6 guys out. So Schlittler has performed well against the Orioles as well. Meanwhile, we do see that the umpires are going to have a play in this. As with the bases loaded in a 1-run game with playoff implications, umpire Scott Barry robbed George Springer of a go-ahead double on a bad foul ball call. The very next pitch, umpire Doug Eddings rang up Springer on a pitch to end the inning. The Blue Jays would lose by 3, and now the Yankees do have hope in winning the division. So obviously there's a lot to consider with this whole situation. We're seeing the Blue Jays really find themselves in a situation where they could lose the division and find themselves in the wild card. Boston is not a bad team, and Boston is playing for something here. If the Red Sox continue to win, they will find themselves in a playoff berth. So when you consider that, when you consider this series, these next 2 games for the Red Sox are sort of playoff baseball, a little bit more than the Blue Jays do. You'd expect the Red Sox to come out with more of an edge. Now, I'm not rooting for any particular team here. I guess slightly for Boston, but I can't rightfully root for Boston as a Yankee fan. I'm sorry. I know it's for the betterment of the Yankees, but still, I can't fully commit to being a Boston fan of any team whatsoever. I can't stand Boston teams because I'm a Yankee fan. Never going to root for the Celtics or the Bruins or whatever team I'm missing there, whether it's baseball, basketball, hockey, and football. The Patriots, no, absolutely. I'm a Jets fan, so that's not happening. Look, why do I remember hockey and not the Patriots? I don't watch hockey. I watch baseball, football, basketball all the time. Never watched hockey. Never been a hockey guy. For some reason, remembered the Bruins. But here's the thing, guys. I do see a real possibility here where the Yankees can win this division. It's very much in reach. It's a matter of how they finish out. They just can't have their pitchers blow it. And their postseason sort of starts now, because if they go over these next 5 games and go 5-0, it's pretty hard to deny them from winning this series, because then the Blue Jays, if they go 3-2, that's not enough to do it. So the Yankees have to win out. If they could do that, which is very possible against the Chicago White Sox and the Baltimore Orioles, we will see the Yankees likely winning the division, which is absolutely incredible. There's still hope they can get that division back. But guys, I want to know what you think about this whole situation. Let me know in the comments down below where you think the Yankees are going to end up finishing this season. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Can't wait for playoff basketball. Bring on October. Go Yankees.